Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation review. So if you want to see how this wears on my over 40 combination oily skin, just keep watching. I do all kinds of foundation reviews for you guys over periods of days using different foundation primers, different powders, different methods so that I can give you guys a verdict on what works best with the different foundations that I try. So by the end of this video, we will know if this True Blend Matte Made Foundation is truly a matte made foundation and if it lives up to the claims. So if you are new to my channel, I hope by the end of this video you do consider subscribing. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and read you guys the claims of this foundation so that we can see if it does perform the way it's supposed to. There are 40 shades in this foundation, which I think is pretty great. They did send me the entire line. I will be doing a giveaway at the end of this video, so stay tuned to see what you can do to win this foundation so that you can try it out for yourself. I do have a lot of these left, so I wanted to share the love with you guys as opposed to having them sitting around, not being used and not being loved. So stay tuned for that. This is on Amazon.com for $8.44, and it is of course available where CoverGirl is sold. They claim that this is a matte formula that is not drying or cakey. It's developed with FlexiHold technology that creates a strong yet flexible film on skin for durability and comfort, while the mattifying powders absorb oil and maximize pores for a soft, matte, flawless finish for up to 12 hours of wear. It's pore minimizing, oil controlling, transfer resistant. That's really all they say on the website about this foundation. And actually I'm seeing on Amazon that they have 37 of the 40 shades available. When you go to CoverGirl, they link you to the Amazon website. So I don't know why there's 3 shades missing exactly. Hopefully they'll remedy that, but I do know that there are 40 shades available in certain drugstores where this is available. So their shades range from, ivories, nudes, beige, tan, honey, caramel, bronze, golden. I'm seeing all kinds of shades, and they do have quite a few deeper shades, which I think is really great. So the shade that I am using, that I have on my face, is M10. I think it's the closest match that I could get. I don't think it's perfect, but the shades around it just were not quite right. They do have various undertones. I love the packaging. It's in a nice glass bottle with a pump, with a lid. They had another foundation. I can't remember the name right now, but I like that foundation. It was in a square bottle and the lid came off and it was just this plasticky, cheap kind of lid. I didn't like that. This is really nice though. It does pump out rather thick. It doesn't run down the hand at all, but the consistency is very nice and blendable, much more blendable than you think it would be from such a thick foundation. So how I usually work with foundation reviews is I'll get into the application and then I'll do the check-ins and then I go into the summary. I'm doing this one a little bit differently just because I have been wearing this for about 10 days now. So I pretty much have a verdict. I'm going to show you the application and then I'm just going to intersperse some clips while I talk through the summary, just so you can see during a couple of days of wear what it looked like on my skin when I did check in. So we can get started with the application. M10 was the closest match, but once it blends in, I don't think it's too light. I was a little worried at first, but it does tend to blend in pretty seamlessly. And the right side of my face is the side of my face that I have the skin smoothing primer. This side, I don't have any primer on my face today. It does blend in pretty quickly. And that whole pump is gone on this side of my face. Some foundations I only need a pump. With this one, I do need a couple of pumps and a little bit more if I want to build it. So this is the one pump on one side of my face, and I don't know if you can see, but there are little white granules in this foundation. I'm going to zoom you in. Can you see here and here? There's just little white, like sand particles that appear when I blend in this foundation. I don't know what it is. It's very strange. So I'm pumping out some more and I'm going to do this side of my face, but you can see it does even out things nicely, though it doesn't cover my sunspots or anything like that, but it did cover the redness pretty good. And this is the side that doesn't have any primer at all. I know a lot of people on YouTube really build up their foundation a lot, but I don't want super full coverage. They don't really give claims on the coverage of this foundation. I typically go for just medium coverage with this foundation, which is fine for me on a daily basis. And it does give me a nice medium coverage. These granules though are really strange. They do go away once I put the rest of my makeup on. When I first applied it, I was really taken aback by it. I've never seen anything like it before. I still don't understand what they are or why it happens. I've seen people talk about it on other websites. My daughter has used this foundation. She experienced it. My sister has used it. She has not. So I don't know if it varies bottle to bottle, lot to lot. If so, it's a quality control issue. I don't know, but it's happened to me every single time I've used this, and I've tried 3 different shades to see what my color was. So I'll zoom you in. This is where I'm stopping, and I've used not quite 2.5 pumps. So this is where we are. I don't like it that much over this skin smoothing primer. I don't think this primer does anything for me. This is my first time trying this primer. I've actually liked it over the other primers that I usually use. I've thought that it looked a lot nicer than it does with this primer. And I like it better with no primer than I do over the skin smoothing primer, although I still see those grains. They do dust away with a powder brush, and then they dust away after I put my makeup on and all that. It's just really weird. I don't know what they are. So I'm gonna put the rest of my makeup on, come back. I'll check in later too. So today's goal was really to show you how this foundation applied and to show you what it looked like close up without any makeup and all that. I'm gonna come back, show you my makeup. I'll check in today just to show you how it works with, you know, without a primer, with a primer. I'm not doing an end-of-day check-in because I'm re-showering and getting ready and stuff because we're going to a concert tonight. And I am just gonna go ahead and give you my summary because I've worn this for like 10 days now and I have a verdict on this foundation. And I'll just intersperse some clips from a couple of times when I wore it while I'm talking during the summary. Okay, I just had to come back because I turned on my makeup mirror to actually do my makeup so I could see. It just went off. And I just realized there are specks all over my face. I don't even know if you could see those on camera or not. It looks like there's white sand granules all over my face. This is insane. I've never had another foundation do this to me before. I mean, thankfully they do dust away, but if any of you have tried this foundation and have had this, please leave that below for me in the comments. It's really strange. I also want to note that it does settle into the skin nicely and leave a nice soft velvety matte finish right after application. It feels good on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't, you know, settle into my creases or anything like that as I'm making expressions before I put powder on or makeup or anything like that. Sometimes my other foundations have done that when I've tried them out. It doesn't feel tacky, anything like that. Makeup is done. The granules are gone now that I've applied powder and makeup and all that. Up close, no white sand. So I am going to include the check-in from today, but I'm gonna go ahead and launch right into the summary, which is something I don't usually do. I usually kind of separate that after I do the check-ins, but I'm going to insert the check-ins as I talk and go through my summary. I am gonna go ahead and just start because, like I said, I've been wearing this for like 10 days, so I really do have a verdict already. I did want to show you up close because I've had a really weird issue with this foundation sticking to my nose, and I don't know why. You could kind of see that in the application a while ago, how that first layer, my nose was kind of red, or you could just kind of see the skin of my nose. With the second coat, it did seem to kind of fix that, but when I go in with powder sometimes, it seems to take coverage off along here, along the bridge of my nose. And I know the skin seems a little different there. I don't know why that does that with this foundation. Now, if I do apply a finishing powder, sometimes that does fix that, but it's just something that happens not every time I wear it either. And I don't notice a correlation with certain powders or certain primers. It just seems to be a crapshoot. Now, because I can fix it with a finishing powder, it's not a complete deal breaker. It's just really kind of weird. So I'm gonna zoom you out and continue with the summary. As for the wear of this foundation, I feel like it starts out looking pretty matte, but a soft matte right after application once I have my makeup on and once I set it with powder. As with all foundation road tests, I do not use any setting sprays or anything like that when I'm testing out a foundation because I feel like that would be kind of an unfair advantage. It looks really nice for about the first 5 to 6 hours, but then I start getting shine breakthrough. I touch it up with blotting sheets and with translucent powder. I don't really have to touch it up a lot after that, but I do feel like towards the end of the day, I start looking kind of cakier and a little bit heavier, and then towards the very end of the day, I do get shinier, which is kind of strange to me for a matte foundation. It's got matte in the name. Sometimes when I do foundation reviews, I don't really look at other people's reviews first, but when something odd happens to me that I think is abnormal, like the granule thing, I'll look things up just to see if I'm completely way off base. I've seen a couple of reviews. I have seen that the granule thing is not just me. Thank goodness. I wanted to make sure I wasn't going crazy. I've seen Casey Holmes' review and I've seen Leanne Says. If you're not familiar with them, I'm going to link them down below. They both also have oily skin and they both gave very opposite reviews. So it does go to show you that just because you may have oily or oily combination skin like I do, that you may not get the same result. Casey really likes it. She did get shiny, but she really enjoyed it. Leanne Says did not like it at all. She was super greasy, didn't like it. I feel like I kind of fall somewhere in the middle. My issue with this is that given the fact that I do get kind of shiny about 5 to 6 hours in, and because I have the nose issue and the granule issue on top of that, it's really just not one of my favorite drugstore foundations, even though it does give a nice soft matte finish to start. There's just some little quirky issues with it, along with the shine factor, that just make it not quite the foundation for me. I don't hate it. I don't think it's terrible. I've tried worse, but I just don't think it's the foundation that I'm gonna reach for from the drugstore. Does that mean you won't like it? No, this may work for you. Two people that I personally know with different skin types than myself, with normal to dry skin, have tried this foundation and have really liked it. One is my 13-year-old daughter and the other is my 50-year-old sister. Both have really nice skin and normal to dry skin. They both really like this foundation, which says a lot for a matte foundation. So if you have normal to dry skin, this might be a matte foundation that you can actually wear and have it look decent on your skin and not drying and not emphasize the dry areas of your skin. So this might be a foundation you might really want to try if you have normal to dry skin. I would not have normally doled this out to someone that I know with normal to dry skin since matte is in the name, but both of them really liked it. All that said, some of you may really want to try this foundation. Your mileage may vary. This foundation may be great for some of you, and I have a lot of shades left to give away. I'm gonna have some groups down below in the description box. I'll be selecting winners at random. I'll have the dates and the rules and everything you need to know to enter down in the description box. So if you want to enter that giveaway, go check out the description box, do what you need to do. Good luck to you. If you have not subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button. Go check out my other foundation reviews. I have them listed above. They may really help you guys out if you're looking for a foundation above 40, oily combination skin type. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.